Hey YouTube, it's the best day of the week again. It's hump day. Nope, not hump day. It's new comic day. So anyway, um, you guys know me by now, the few of you that watch, and I'm just going to show you my new books. Today I actually took the time to read them before doing the video so that I could have a better opinion on what's going on. So the first book, I'm not sure if this is a new book for this week. I just picked it up off the shelf because I thought it looked pretty good. Anyways, it's Red Sonja number. It's a one shot. It's Red Sonja Berserker, and there we go. That's probably the best for no glare. Anyway, so it's just a one shot, and she. It starts off. She's in the frozen north somewhere, and she encounters a polar bear cub and befriends it, and she leaves the bear when it's older, so she can go back to civilization. She gets caught up in something, and she's basically sent to be a gladiator. And first thing they do is they try to feed her and the other gladiator prisoners to some lions. And I don't remember what happened with the lions. It really wasn't that important, but and then they feed her to the polar bear, a bear polar bear, and it turns out that it's the bear that she knew. And I only mention this because there's a panel that reminds me of. There was like this. There used to be this ad for, I think it was vodka or something like that, and it used to be like a redheaded Viking woman on a polar bear. And there's a panel in this book that reminds me of that ad, and it's an ad from like back in the 80s and 90s. So I don't know what brand of alcohol it was, but it was a pretty cool ad for its thing. Next up, I have this is issue 6 for The Wake. I've been enjoying this book since the get-go, and this issue does not disappoint. The cover's really nice too. Next, we're going to get into a little bit of DC. The first one we're going to get into is this Catwoman issue 28. And I only bought it because I bought this one yesterday. I thought this was a pretty cool cover with the whole, catbird looking thing. And I only bought this one just so I could see where the story goes. Not overly interested in it. I just think it's a really cool cover. And I think Catwoman looks pretty cool dressed up like that. Then this one's for my son. It's Teen Titans number 28. I guess the numbers for DC should be pretty easy. I mean, this glare is terrible. But okay, there we go. So anyways, that's Teen Titans 28. It's for my son. Then I got a Dark Horse book. Tomb Raider. This one I did not read all the way through. I kind of looked through. I read the first couple pages, and the artwork's not horrible. I just couldn't get into the story. So if you trust me, take $3.50 and put it in an envelope to save for that big book you want in the future. Next up, we have getting into Marvel. This is Origins number 3. I don't really care. Again, honestly, you could take another $4 and put it in that envelope. See, you're already up to $7.50. You're gonna have a nice, expensive book before you know it if you trust me. 28 of Spear Spider-Man. I read it. I like it. It's a good book. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna end and how they're gonna reintroduce Pete. I think I've got an idea already, but I'm not sure about it. Next up is The Ultimate Last Stand Cataclysm, issue 5. Haven't read this. As I've mentioned, I'm saving that up. Next up, Deadpool 24. It's kind of a cool cover. This is another one of my son's books, so I haven't read that. Wolverine number 2. Take this $3.99, $4, put it in an envelope. You're getting rich quick, and you're going to be able to get yourself a Action Comic #1 before you know it. And I'm not talking about the New 52 relaunch, because I've been buying a lot of crap, and I'm going to try to help you not buy it and save your money so you can buy something nice. Guardians of the Galaxy #12. It's a further trial of Jean Grey. Now, recently I picked up the Fantastic Four and the Avengers book where she was reintroduced after her death. And here's the deal. She never died, according to those books. She was put into a cocoon. The Phoenix Force took her body, put her in a cocoon until she could heal. So, in my opinion, that should be her defense. Because Jean Grey never actually committed the atrocities that the Phoenix Force did. And had it not been for it taking part of her personality, it would have gone on to do much, much more damage, and it probably would have ended the universe. So, just my opinion, but she never did it. She was never actually the one that was the Phoenix. The Phoenix Force did it all on its own, and it modeled itself after her. So, there you go. Next book, really, really like this book. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite Marvel books, and it's Mighty Avengers #7. Great Greg cover. I really like this cover a lot. I know a lot of I've read on forums that a lot of people don't like Greg Land's art. They think he's just ripping off, swiping photographs and this and that and the other. And I don't care. I like his work. I think it's amazing. Thunderbolts 22. Good book. I recommend picking this up. I like it. I like it a lot. And I've seen the ads for the new. I guess there's going to be another Ghost Rider comic coming out, and I've seen the ads for it, and it looks like instead of a motorcycle, it's a Ghost Rider in a car. And I hope to God it's not this Ghost Rider here, because the ads I've seen for it, it looks like a bag of ass. It's disgusting. I just don't like it. Next I have Avengers #17. I'm sorry, the Uncanny Avengers #17. And of the Avengers books that are out, this one and Mighty Avengers are probably my two favorites. This book is pretty cool. I like it. I just wish that they would name Thor's hammer and that axe that's a main part of the story. I wish they'd give them different names. Something nice and pronounceable like Frank and Ralph. Next up, we're gonna get into the Image books. Another one of my quickly becoming one of the best books in my opinion, and it's not superhero related. It's Black Science #4. This is, really good book. I recommend buying this one. So the world that they're on with the where the Indians are kind of like taking the spot of the Germans in World War I with advanced technology and all that. They get just a little spoiler. They get off of that world and they're onto another one. And again, if you ever watched that show Sliders back in the day, it's similar to that because they've lost the ability to control when and where they are being transported and jumping. Walking Dead 122. Absolutely nothing happened in this book. Nothing. The storyline was not furthered one bit. Dead Body Road #3. I like this book. It reminds me of crime movies like Reservoir Dogs. So, not in the exact, not the way that he tells the story with, the weird flashbacks and all that Tarantino does, but just that it's, it's a crime book and it's like, in that vein. #2 of Deadly Class. I'm on the fence about this book. The first issue was okay. This issue's okay. It's not great. I'm really iffy about it. Next up is probably one of my favorite Image books, and it's 240. There we go. Really good book. This book, every month, since I've been picking it up, it's just been entertaining every month, and this month's no different. Yeah, I really like this book. All right, now we're getting down to the last few books. These are Valiant books, and the first one is Hardcore Zero. This is the regular cover, and this goes back to like back to Vietnam and PRS and how they developed the hardcore. So, and it goes from like Vietnam up through to Somalia, and the different stages of the development of the hardcore technology and what they did with it. So if that stuff interests you at all, this is a good book to have so you know more about the PRS technology and how they developed. This is the pole box edition or variant edition of it cover. So good book. Next up I have XO Man of War 22. Yeah, in this one we see that Alaric is getting his strings pulled. He's a puppet. He's a puppet of the U.S. government. They're pulling his strings now. And I have the pull box. No, sorry, this one in the pull box. This is the variant edition. For some reason, they are different about that. So, anyways, that's that book. I have one more new book this week, and it's actually not a new book. It's a new book that's out this week. No, it's an old book, but it's a variant cover of an older book, Valiant book. And this is, I think Comic Quest was in his last video. He's mentioning how he's about the variant covers and how all that kind of stuff, and I agree with him. It gets ridiculous. I found myself getting sucked into it, so I'm gonna go with it. But this is Unity #1. And it is a 3D cover that just came out. Technically, well, it came out today, but they were online. They were on eBay yesterday. It's a 3D cover. I'm not sure how well this is showing up. I mean, okay, you can see that it's 3D. There we go. But it's not like those lenticular. It's not like the 3D covers that DC put out, and the back of it is also 3D. Because this is more, whatever they did to produce this is more like those little toys you got in Cracker Jack back in the day where you move them. And listen, maybe you'll be able to hear this, maybe you won't, but so it's made like that, and it's not as smooth as the DC covers are. It's still really cool. It's like I think it's like one per retailer, and some retailers did get more than one, but my local comic shop that I go to, I've only lived in this area for less than a year and a half, and I've gone to the shop so much, and I buy so much from them, new stuff that, I mean, this is the only copy of this book they got, and they got it in yesterday because new books are actually shipped a day before, so that they have time to prepare them, get them on the shelves and all that, and also to go through the subscription boxes and put books where they're supposed to be. But anyways, so they got this in yesterday, and they called me and let me know that they had it, and they were offering it up to me. I asked them how much they wanted for it. Actually, the one guy that I talked to quite a bit, he told me that it's going for $125 on eBay. And I was like, well, okay, but how much? Oh, I asked him how much they wanted for it. He said, well, it's going for $125 on eBay. And I was like, okay, but how much do you want for it? He's like, well, I want to get $125 on eBay. Like, well, how much will you sell it to me for? So he's like, you're in here all the time buying all kinds of stuff from us, so we'll let you have it for $100. And so I got this book for $100 plus. I think it's 10% I get off for my subscription. And the owner was actually in a store that day, and a different guy was ringing me out, and he didn't know what to do because it's a $100 book, and he wasn't sure if I should get the discount for my poll box. So he asked the owner, and the owner's like, yeah, 10%. So I was like, well, that's pretty good. So, and before I actually agreed to buy it, I kind of got onto eBay a little bit and checked it out, and yeah, it's going for pretty high prices. So This is my favorite cover of the week. It's a pretty cool cover. The only time I just took it out of the bag so I could, because I thought you'd be able to see it better without the glare from the poly bag. So that's the only time I've taken it out, and it's probably the only time I ever will. Um, I've got a bunch of books, a bunch of variants that I'd like to send into CGC sometime. Books that I'm never going to read, never going to open again, and so just to keep them, safe forever and ever in a hard plastic shell, I'm thinking about sending some stuff into CGC, and this will probably be one of them. Because I've got the regular covers to almost all the variant books that I have. I've got regular covers for them, so I can always open the books and read them again. This book is really sturdy because it's that plastic and it's on both sides, so it's a sturdy book. So that's it for my new books. And I've got the last time I showed I showed the Craigslist books that I got. I got that box, one long box for like $30. Well, that guy sent me an email on Monday, and he told me he had some books. He wanted to move some more books, so I drove over to his place, and they're older books. There's some from the 70s, a lot of them are from the 80s, and they were in storage for quite a while. They look like they belong to, like it was bought out from a comic shop, because there's multiple copies of the same books. Like I've got here, I'll show you real quick a little bit. But I got 3 copies of New Teen Titans number 29 right here. Then I have some more of the same issue in other places or in someplace else, but I'm not sure about. So it's like that. I've got doubles and triples and stuff of some stuff. Oh, one thing I did get that was really cool that I'm really happy about. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with it. These aren't really these aren't money books, but these are just books that I've been wanting to get since I've seen them occasionally in in back issue bins, and they're like $3-4 or something like that. And I'm really didn't want to pay $3-4 for them, but it's Machine Man, the miniseries. It's Barry Windsor Smith does the art, and I just think I think these covers are just crazy. Damn it. I gotta keep my mouse going or the screen goes dark. Anyways, so yeah, I got 1, 2. As you can see, as you're going through, you see just his face and all these wires. If you pay attention to the wires and where they're at, you can see that they're pretty much in the same spot, and his face is just getting filled in on each new issue. Then I got 4. No, I'm sorry, that was the last one was 3, and then this one's 4. Now, as I mentioned, I got 3 sets of these, so I'm gonna keep 1 set for myself, and if anybody wants to trade for some of these, awesome. Or I'm just gonna take the other 2 sets and throw them on eBay for like $5-6, because I ended up buying 6 long boxes of comics from this guy. So I'm not sure. Depending on the condition of some of these books, I'm not sure how I'm gonna, if I got a deal or not. If I can move them on eBay for $1 a piece, then I will have made out quite a bit. That'll give me enough to buy some, other stuff that I'm really interested in. There's some stuff I'm going to keep out of it, like I have a whole bunch of Captain America here. It's 317, 316, 315, another 315. Anybody need 315? I got like you know, I got like a stack of Captain America, so I need to go through my that comic collector software that I have and see what Captain America books I already have, and the rest of them I'm probably gonna throw on eBay, or the ones that are in better shape I might just do a trade video. Alright, tell you what, if anybody's interested in me doing a trade video, put it in the comments, and when I've had a chance to look through all these boxes, I'll pick the good ones, because there's some that aren't in very good shape. Most of them they're in good shape, but some of these books, because a lot of them weren't, most of them weren't in boards or in bags and boards, and so they kind of like they just didn't. Some of them just didn't do well, and some of them have, I don't know if you, okay, spine roll like this. Some of them have spine roll like that, and then you see how, because they were standing up in boxes that weren't completely full, some of them have this going on. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not something I'd want to trade to somebody else and expect. I don't want to rip anybody off. But because like in a trade, I would actually want to trade them for something that is in equal as good shape as I would be getting from you. But if I put them on eBay and describe them accurately, then I don't feel like I'm being dishonest or ripping anybody off. Yeah, but for a trade video, I'll pick the good books, the books that are actually in really good shape. There's a mess of Thor. There's a lot of DC books, so I'm going to try to move all of the DC books, because I just don't have. I'm just not that interested in the DC stuff. There's a handful of Detective Comics and Superman, and most of these, like I said, are most of them from the 80s, with a few from the 70s. I really haven't had a chance to go through most of them yet. I just got on Amazon last night and ordered 1,000 bags and boards, so that I can bag and board these up, because I don't want to send these to somebody. I wouldn't want to send these. I would not want to get comic books in the mail from somebody that are loose like this. If I'm gonna do it right. Not gonna, send them off all loose. Does anybody need a new Teen Titans number 18? It's kind of a cool cover. Anyways, it's here. I got at least 2 copies of it. And I got a bunch of Marvel did these, because Marvel did these miniseries, or these limited issues. They did a lot of these, and I have at least 3 copies of the X-Men and Micronauts. I already bought that, so I've got 3 copies of those, sets of those that can go. I think I have the Falcon. I got the Hercules. I've got Cloak and Dagger. I've got a bunch of these miniseries. So I'm gonna, if you guys are actually interested in, like I said, if you're actually interested in a trade video from me, let me know. But when I've had a chance to go through them all, I at least plan on doing a video, so I can, it'd probably be like a 45-minute video if I were to actually show you everything. But I think I'll try to get everything back and board and sorted, and at least show you what I have. At least single issues, and the ones that I've got doubles and triples, and I think there's some I have 8 or 9 copies of the same book. Then I would just let you know, yeah, I got 10 copies of this. But so yeah, that's my new issue haul for the week, and that's my project. My project, as soon as those bags and boards come in the mail, and I still really, man, this cover's awesome. Just my opinion. So that's like this. This is the second 3D cover. that's kind of like a retailer edition that I've picked up. I've got this one, and I've got that DC one, the Forever Evil. Never even opened it. I only bought it because I was at that show and I talked to those guys for so long, and it was 50% off price. So yeah, I got an $85 book for $40. So anyways, folks, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to me rant. Actually, no, I didn't really rant this time. So, you guys got lucky. I didn't bitch too much. So yeah, you guys take it easy, and later.